Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Plan B Success. Well, it's a great feeling as we get into chilly December. We just got through Thanksgiving a couple of weeks ago, and about 2 weeks ago, I had the great fortune of interviewing Tom Ziegler, the son of the legendary Zig Ziglar. I propose to release those episodes pretty soon. I ended up doing two episodes with Tom. One was to discuss his dad and his legendary work over almost 5 decades, and also Tom's work as he has set on to take the legacy forward of his father Zig Ziglar. Now, Zig has lived a very rich and diverse life, a very well deserved one at that too, one that he chiseled the way he sought, as you can gather from several of his talks and writings. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm sure many of you, 250 million people is what he's inspired. So I'm sure many of you are inspired by his talks and writings as well. I've always been deeply inspired by the simplicity yet profoundness of his words. I love the way he gets his point across through simple stories, from parables to his vivid experiences. And that's what's interesting about Zig, his storytelling aspect. And when I reflect back upon that, storytelling has been ingrained in us humans for ages, whether it's through word of mouth, our writings, our drawings, our art. You take any form, storytelling is how we express ourselves and how we understand ourselves as well. So, if you want to do well at whatever craft that you are honing right now, make sure that you have some way of telling a story. That's what is going to ensure that you express yourself really well and you inspire others. Coming back to Zig, I love the way he gets his point across, like I said, through simple stories. In my mind, he's the father of motivational speaking of this era. I know there are a lot of people out there who have carved their own niche in terms of how they've done over time. But when it comes to speaking your mind and when it comes to inspiring others, there's no one out there like Zig Ziglar. I spent some time reviewing some of his videos and talks the other day as a part of my preparation for the interviews, and I should say they're as inspiring as ever. Every time you listen to them, they're very, very inspiring, and they get that thing moving in you in terms of going out there and achieving more. Well, we'll listen to his episodes pretty soon, and you'll get a flavor for what we spoke about. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about today was on the same theme of speaking your mind. We're in an era of influencers. When you look at any social media platforms out there, everyone has given people tools and techniques that they can use in order to express themselves and gather a following and become an influencer. The smattering of posts, stories, videos, audio format, print format, you name it, and all of these people are termed as influencers. Well, in the current information age, there is an abundance, a tsunami of information of any kind that you choose coming at you from every direction. A few decades ago, before the spread of technology as we know it today, collection of information was such a big deal. Any access you had to any kind of media was very much appreciated in order to increase your horizon. Today, there's a huge influx of information coming at you without your asking for it. The issue today is very different. It's about sifting through what comes at you, selecting what you want to spend time on, and then deciphering what is fact from fiction, and finally assimilating the facts to help with the enhancement of your horizons. At the same time, it's also about interaction. You can no longer just be the receptor of information. At the same time, you can no longer be just the giver of information. Technology places such immense power at your hands to help you react within a matter of seconds, if not minutes, and share the same with millions across the world. If you look back at what social media has done to us, the fall of the Egyptian and Libyan autocracies, from the most recent past that I can think of, are examples of the influence of information exchange among the masses. Although there is abundant information out there, some is fact and some is fiction, and we all know that. With effort needed by us to review and validate this information before we assimilate. The advantage of having access to an abundance of information at our fingertips outweighs the problem of validation altogether of what's fact and what's fiction. And I think it's a good problem to have where you have to decipher between the fact and fiction as long as the information is coming at you. Most importantly, do not just be the one that is absorbing and assimilating information of your choice. It's time that you start providing a voice to your thoughts, your reactions, as you take in what the world has to offer you. And I think that's where the interaction part comes in. You have your own thoughts, you have your own sense of right and wrong, and you should express it. Don't be the one just absorbing information, but react and provide information back to the world as well. Take your stand, make your statement, and let your voice be heard. That is what makes the dialogue more interesting, more meaningful, and ensures its authenticity and growth on the rightful path. It's beneficial to you and to everyone else. So, as I said, folks, speak your mind. Ensure that you leverage these platforms to speak your mind and express yourself. There's enough takers out there who are willing to listen to you and to react on your thoughts and comments, and that's what gives birth to an interesting dialogue and new ways of thinking, new ways of progress for all of humankind. Hey, I hope you liked that episode. Please make sure that you spread the word, share the podcast Plan B Success with your friends and others who might benefit from this content, and do go check out rajivmudumba.com for the podcast episodes from the previous months. Thank you so much.